Welcome back Year 4-5s to our unit Expedition Australia, The Voyages of Captain Cook. So far, we've explored the amazing life and strange death of Captain Cook and looked at some artefacts from his journey. Today we're looking at one tool in particular, something often used to find treasure, or in this case, Australia. That's right, today we are mapping. Looking at the PowerPoint, eyes on the board, read with me. Today's learning objectives are: create and interpret simple grid maps to show position and pathways. Use grid reference system to describe locations, and describe routes using landmarks and directional language. Let's unpack that. What is another word for interpret? That's right, to understand, explain, or clarify. Time for a 2-minute table talk. What do we already know about maps or mapping? What do you think mapping involves? Brainstorm ideas on your whiteboards, then I will pick pop sticks for students to give answers. Go. Dennis, you have a few things on your whiteboard. Pick one to share with the class. Maps show us places we can go. Absolutely. Did anyone else have something similar about what a map is used for? Great discussion. Moving on. Grid maps are used to locate places and positions on a map. What are grid maps used for? To locate places and positions on a map. The grid consists of rows and columns. Rows go from side to side, columns go from top to bottom. Let's play a game. Everyone stand up. Find a little space in the room, and when I say rows, open your arms up like you're giving a big hug. When I say columns, raise your arms in the air like a tall building. Ready? Rows. Columns. Rows. Rows. Columns. Okay, have a seat. A grid reference identifies a region on a map. Letters and numbers identify the rows and columns. This is called a grid reference. When saying the grid reference, we say the letter first and then the number. For example, C4 or E5. Coordinates and grid lines are used to refer to specific features or locations. For example, on this map, the octopus is located at grid reference C4. Looking at this image of a map, answer on your whiteboard, what is the location of the skull? Hover, chin it. Great. What is located at N6? Hover, chin it. Well done. I'm going to open this online resource to play as a class. Some maps use grid references to locate things. For example, on this map, my place is at grid reference C7, where C is the column and 7 is the row. To find the grid reference for my place on the map, first find and select the letter C in either the top or bottom row of letters. Now find and select the number 7 in either of the columns of numbers. You'll find my place where the column and row cross. This is the grid reference C7. Let's find some other places in the rainforest. We're going to do this together. I'm going to select some students to come and complete the remainder of the game as a class. Josephine, can you select E8 to find the campsite? Great. Tavar, can you find the bird watch at grid reference H8? Beautiful. Will, the rest house is at J4. Can you find this on the map? Awesome. Kira, Lake Hut is located at K5. Can you find this on the map? Well done, everyone. Moving on. This snippet from Harry Potter shows another way we can use grid references. Let's watch the video of Wizard's Chess. While watching the video, I want you to think about this question. What grid references does Ron use during Wizard Chess? The video showed us how a chessboard, like a map, also uses grid references to describe locations. So what grid reference does Ron use during wizard chess? That's right, d5, e4, c3, and his final sacrificial grid reference was h3. Moving on. You are now going to create your own grid map for Treasure Island. Your map must include a treasure chest, skull or crossbones, palm trees, and land features, such as a lake or volcano. You will then write grid reference questions for points of interest. Once you've finished, test your questions with your peers in your groups. I'm going to do a draft demonstration on the board. The extension activity is to write directions to your treasure for someone to follow using directional language: north, east, south, or west. Go ahead now and complete the activities, and raise your hand if you are having trouble. As we come to the end of the lesson, I would like you to use your whiteboards to answer some questions. 1. What are grid maps used for? To locate places and positions on a map. Great job. What direction do columns and rows go? Rows go side to side and columns go top to bottom. Beautiful. What order do you say the grid reference in? The letter first and then the number. Great job. In our next lesson, we will be learning to describe routes using landmarks and directional language. So we use directional language to describe the routes of the HMAS Endeavour travelled on its voyage to Australia.